back to my channel. Today's video is going to be touching on Mercari, and it's actually an updated video. I made a Mercari versus Poshmark video a while back. I would want to say maybe a year and a half ago, and that video is pretty dated, and I still get comments on that video. People will be commenting, oh, well, since, Mercari has done this, that, and the other, so I figured I'd go ahead and make an updated video for it. But I'm only going to be talking about Mercari because they have come up with a whole bunch of updates since that video, and talking about Mercari versus Poshmark is a little bit like apples and oranges now, and you'll understand why. So I made a pros and cons list of Mercari, just Mercari. And the cons list is this big and the pros list is huge. And this is exactly why Mercari is my second favorite platform. The more attention that I give it, the more attention it gives me. So I'm really looking forward to continuing to use it. I've been on it since 2017 and it has been very helpful these past couple of months. And yeah, so let me go ahead and just talk about the pros, I guess, in detail, honestly. So the pros of selling on Mercari is it's super easy. You can download the app. It's absolutely free. And you can also use the desktop now. In the beginning, when I talked about the video, I'm pretty sure that you weren't able to go on the desktop at the time, but now you can. You can list straight on the app and you can list on the desktop. So cross-listing, if you cross-list from the desktop, is so much easier now. You get seller badges, which to a lot of people don't really mean anything, but it's kind of the same thing as eBay, where you can be like top rated and stuff like that. But here with Mercari, it shows how long you've been a member so people can know whether or not to trust you. I know that sounds really bad, but when it comes to reselling or buying or anything like that, the longer you've been on a platform, it seems like people think, the more you know about that platform, so they're more likely to sell to you or buy from you. It's just the way that it works. I have all the badges on there. I'm not like trying to toot my own horn, but it made it so much easier so I can actually explain it to you. So I've been a member since 2017, and it'll show on there that that's how long I've been a member since. I'm a fast responder, so if somebody messages me, I message them back within 24 to 48 hours. I think it's 48 hours is like the cutoff. I'm a quick shipper, so I ship within 3 business days. Most of the time it's that same business day or the next business day, or I try to ship Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then sometimes Saturdays if I'm able to. And reliable, so that means that I haven't had anybody open up cases, knock on wood, since I've been on the platform. That kind of thing. Nobody's had any kind of issues with me. Yeah, I think those are all the badges. Another pro to it is that you are able to sell pretty much anything on there: clothes, electronics, books, you name it. The things that you're not allowed to sell on there are, of course, are prohibited items on almost every single platform. You can't sell anything that's flammable, anything that's FDA prohibited, so you can't sell like vitamins or get skinny drinks or skinny teas or whatever those things are called. You can't sell anything counterfeit. That is illegal on every platform. Doesn't matter what it is. Selling counterfeits of any kind is against the law. You can get in trouble for it. If Mercari finds out that you're doing it, not only can you be kicked off the platform, but they might report you to the police. So just be very careful with that one. There's also a huge list of prohibited items that you cannot sell that go in. It's like an in-depth list, and I would be here forever trying to name all that stuff. But it's pretty much anything that can cause harm to others, yourself, blah, 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 blah. So let me talk about, like I'm all over the place, but I have it down. All right, so when it comes to uploading your photos, you are now able to use 12 photo slots. In the beginning of Mercari, it was only 4. Then it became 8. And then somewhere along the way, it became 12, and that's really awesome. You can still use collages if you want to add more photos, but you probably don't need to add more than 12 photos. And this is perfect for people who sell electronics, who sell higher end things. My stuff typically on Mercari doesn't sell for more than $30-something, and I like to keep it that way just because of the shipping costs as well, but I'll go into that in a minute. But yeah, so 12 photos, it's a great amount. It's a fantastic amount. You can show every single possible angle. nick, cut, whatever the case may be. There's no fees to upload the photos after a certain amount. They only ask for a 10% fee up front, and that already gets calculated into your price. So if you plug in, you're selling something for $16, you'll make like, or $18, you make like $16, blah, 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 that kind of thing. So yeah, there's no fees if you go over like 250, if you go over 100, you just keep listing and listing and listing to your little heart's content. I think there might be a limit to how many you can list a day. I've never reached that limit, so I can't tell you, but I'm pretty sure there is a limit. You can put in the condition when it comes to writing, you know, the description and all that stuff. You can actually click the condition of the item. So new, of course, is new with tags. Like new, it was probably worn once, or it was probably tried on. You took the tags off, but it doesn't have tags anymore, so you can't say that it's new with tags unless the tags are attached. So now it becomes like new. Good condition, you wore it once maybe to a party. You're never gonna wear it again, so you're just gonna slap it on Mercari. Fair, of course, is like fair condition. There's probably like a few things wrong with it, nothing too bad. And then poor, this is for people who like to sell things for parts, and this is for people who like to buy things for parts, because there's a lot of people who buy broken toys or broken things and they fix them up and they make them really nice. So there's a market for everybody, and it's good that they have these options for people like that. Hashtags. Hashtags are really important in the social media aspect, and I really appreciate the fact that Mercari has gotten on board with being kind of like, you know, the cool uncle type of thing. So you have 3 hashtags to get your items out there, basically. You can put the brand name, you can put the style, if you know the style of a shirt, like the dress that one of the dresses that I have is a snowbird print, so you can put loft snowbird as the hashtag. And you can also use your shop name in the hashtag, because sometimes it's difficult to find people to shop for, like it's or the closets or the stores or whatever they call them on Mercari. I still don't know what it's called, and I've been on there for a while. But you can use your hashtag in the listing. That way, whenever somebody wants to see what other listings you have, or they come across it, they click on your closet name in the hashtag, and it takes them to every single listing that you have with that hashtag, and then it also directs you to, or directs them to your closet. So isn't that awesome? Let's see. Another thing about the social aspect of that is that you can share every item to Twitter, Facebook, email, or Pinterest. So it has it at the bottom of the picture on the desktop version. You'll be able to see those platforms that you can share it on. Let's see. You can also see when you listed the item. So if you listed the item 6 months ago and you're the type of person that doesn't want to leave anything listed on there for longer than 6 months, you can deactivate it. You don't have to delete it. You can deactivate it, plug in all the information that you need, and then delete it, or you can deactivate it and come back another time and reactivate it. Reactivating it does not bump it up though. So just to let you know, it'll just kind of keep it where it was. It'll freeze it. And that's another thing, is if you go on vacation and you're going for a while and you're not going to have time to ship anything out within 3 business days without it affecting your account, you can deactivate all of your listings. So it puts it basically on vacation hold. Your closet won't be really that visible, but you can come back and reactivate everything. I've done it before. I was gone for about 2 weeks. There was no way I was going to be able to ship anything out. And this was not last year, but the year before, and you were able to just deactivate it. Good as new. Let's see, you have a notification wall just like you would with pretty much all the social media platforms, and you're able to see people who liked your items and stuff, and then you can send out offer to likers for them. After you've listed something on the desktop, I noticed that when you scroll down on it'll be like show your item. You can see what other items of the same brand or the same style are selling for. So it kind of gives you an idea of like if you're in the correct ballpark, that kind of thing. You might see that you might overprice your item, or you might be underpricing your item, and that's a good thing. It's like a really good comparison. So there's that. When it comes time to change the price in your item, you can also promote it to likers. So what that means is it's like kind of like Poshmark with offer to liker. anytime somebody likes the item, you can send out an offer. However, you can only send out an offer once every, I want to say 3 or 5 days. If 4 people like your item on one day and you send out an offer and somebody else likes the item the next day, you can't send out another offer, but Mercari will send them the offer that you sent to the other people while the offer is still going, if that makes any sense. And it's only 10% off your historical price, the lowest historical price. So if you sent out an offer for $18, the next offer that you have to send out is $16. And if you're not quite sure what your last offer was, Mercari is really good about telling you what your offer was. So if you try to send something off for $16, but you've already done that, they'll be like, it has to be between this and this amount. And then you'll be like, oh, okay. So you can decide then if you want to relist it, or if you just want to send a low as possible offer because you're tired of looking at it or something like that. Then you can also do a public promotion, which it's not like a liker to offers. It just lowers the offers for everybody, but that's when your item gets bumped to the top. So when you send out an offer to likers, it doesn't bump it to the top. It keeps it right where it was. But if you lower the price altogether, then that's when it brings it back up to the top. So there is no like, you know, change of price or sharing or anything like that. You don't have to do that. Pretty much Mercari is you list the item, you forget it. You set it and you forget it until you're tired of it being there. When it comes to shipping, here's one thing that I was really excited about as the app progressed, because in the beginning it was like you just had to pretty much deal with whatever options they gave you. They didn't give you that many options. So it goes up to 150 pounds on their site. They will cover up to 150 pounds with their label, but it obviously comes at a cost. Not everything is free. You can offer free shipping to the buyer, or you can pay for shipping, or you can ship on your own. And that's my dog, just in record time. Yep, there she is. She's just walking fast every time I do these videos. But yeah, you can ship on your own, and that's really good if you get good deals. If you use other companies like Pirate Ship or anything like that, if you're able to weigh something and make it fit right, you can use your flat rates and stuff like that. The thing with Mercari is they don't give you like flat rate options. It's just, you know, this is how much to this much and blah, 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 blah. So here's an example. 0 to 0.25 ounces for the United States Postal Service shipping rate for them is $2.99, which isn't bad if you're shipping off little things that cost that much. And then of course you have the UPS pack and ship option, which is $20. So you take it to the UPS store, they take care of all the stuff, but you're out $20, or the buyer is out $20. It all depends on the agreement that you guys come up with or whatever. If you are the type of person who likes to offer free shipping for anything first class and, you know, anything first class like I do, then these are good options to do ship on your own, basically. You can use the Mercari label because sometimes it might be cheaper. It just depends on the item. Let's see. It goes from 0 to 0.25 ounces, then 0.25 to 0.5 ounces, 0.5 to a pound to 3 pounds, 3 to 10 pounds, so on and so on and so forth, up to 150 pounds. The next first class shipping is $4.25 for anything up to 5 pounds, or sorry, 0.5 ounces. And then $5.25 for anything 0.5 to a pound. And then it gets to be double that. It's $11 after a pound. So again, if you're the type of person who likes to save money, you can do ship on your own. The only con to that is that it's not covered under Mercari. So if somebody returns the item to you, you're pretty much out of shipping. If you use a Mercari label, they cover up to $200. So, you know, it's kind of like a pros and cons, but I think if you really don't care, then you really don't care. And if you don't really sell anything too crazy first class, then you're not really missing out, kind of, we'll see, right? So of course you have to ship within 3 business days. The buyer after that has 3 days to confirm, not 3 business days, just 3 days total. Even if they received their package on a Friday, they have 3 days from that point to say, yes, I received it, and release your funds. I would think Mercari is actually a lot better with the buyers releasing your funds than Poshmark is. I would say about 90% of the time, my buyers on Mercari release their funds within a day or two. So there's that. You can also, there's a rating system, and that's the next point that I wanted to hit, is you can rate the buyer. You can rate them, and now you can click little things that say like they were friendly, they're communicated, they're a fast rater, something like that. I rarely buy on there, so it's kind of hard for me to know what it's like to rate the seller. But yeah, I sell more on there. And yeah, so if you click fast rater or quick rater, that's what it is, people can know that, hey, this person is gonna get out my funds pretty soon. The good thing about Mercari though is if the person never rates you, they will still leave their own rating, and it'll say this is an automated rating, blah, 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 transaction complete, and they will give you an automatic 5 stars. So that's pretty awesome. I like that Mercari does that. I wish Poshmark did that, because I would say it's split half and half. Half of my buyers on Poshmark rate and half of them don't. So, you know, it would be really nice if Poshmark picked that up, but we're talking about Mercari, right? So yeah, so you can rate the buyer and the buyer can rate you. So always be professional, even if sometimes they're not really like the nicest buyers, and so on and so forth. You know, also be a nice buyer, even if the seller's being kind of a turd. So yeah, now, whew, that was a lot to talk about. Let's talk about money, because that's like the most important thing, right? You want to get your funds. So what happens after the buyer rates you, or the 3 days have passed and Mercari has completed the transaction? What happens is that you will have your balance, and you will be able to transfer your balance to your bank account, and that is the only way that it can happen. Or you can do fast deposit, and that can go straight to your credit card, and that happens within minutes. You don't have to wait 5 business days like you do with the direct deposit. The fast deposit is within minutes. It is a $2 fee though. So if you have anything like less than 10 bucks or whatever, you might want to wait and just kind of do the other thing. That also takes a fee as well if it's less than $10 and you try to deposit it. So you might want to just keep building up your money until you're ready to take it out. Some people like to build up their money in those accounts and kind of pay themselves out like an actual paycheck. I don't really trust that. Because, you know, I feel like keeping your money in those accounts is not very safe. For me, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying for me, that's my experience. That's my opinion, shall I say. So the pay immediately is a $2 fee, no matter what, doesn't matter how much money you have in your account. But it's good if you need that money to go sourcing, or if you need that money to help pay bills. You don't have to wait any longer. And yeah, so that's pretty much all the stuff to talk about when it comes to Mercari. Like, it's really that simple. After that, your transaction's complete. The whole thing is done. And that's it. You have your money. You get paid. Now, of course, let's go into the cons, because I know this is going to come up if I don't talk about it. What about if a buyer decides that they want to return the item? Well, obviously there's nothing you can do about that as a seller. The only thing you can do is just make sure that you send everything off the way that you're supposed to and on time, that kind of thing. I tried finding a phone number. I tried finding emails, anything that could, you know, help navigate this whole entire thing and like kind of streamline it a little bit better, but I could not find a single email, phone number. The only options that they give you is if you have a problem with a certain item, you can go to the contact us. And then, okay, sorry, my camera stopped recording. Okay, so as I was saying, there was a prompt that you can click on the item and it'll give you the option to return it, that kind of thing. And that's the only way that you can contact Mercari. Still haven't found a phone number, anything like that. Another con is that when it comes to listing, you only have 40 characters for your title. Not a big deal for some people, huge deal for others, but that's why there's a description box. So that's it. That's pretty much a pros and cons list that I could think of when it came to Mercari. It wasn't, I don't even know if it was really a pros and cons list. It was just talking to you about Mercari basically, and kind of an update on the first video. when it came to Mercari versus Poshmark, but I like how easy Mercari is to use. I like how quick you can get paid now. 12 photos, all that stuff, everything that they've updated. I'm really glad I'm on that platform. If you have any more questions about Mercari, of course you can ask me or go to Mercari website itself. There's frequently asked questions and all that stuff. I'd be happy to help as much as possible. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon.